So Kenya is undoubtedly the greatest nation worldwide when it comes to athletics. So we have currently we have both records for the marathons, the women and the men's. Last year, Kelvin Kiptum brought us the men's record after breaking it during the Chicago Marathon, and Ruth did the same this year during the Chicago Marathon, where she broke the world record it was held by the Ethiopian nation, and she took it down by nearly 2 minutes. Now, this whole thing of her breaking a record in the marathon has brought a lot of controversies. It has stirred some quite not good responses, especially from the Western media. So today, that is what we're going to have one or two things that we're going to talk about this record. Why has it stirred so much controversy? People don't believe a lady can go sub 210, or is it that because she's a Kenyan and East African? Because Kenya also has been having cases of doping, but not everybody's doping. We have people who are running it clean and also making significant records and breaking. So, Abby, what do you think could have brought all these things where everybody's talking about how we cannot be so sure with Ruth's record? How can she run this time? How? What is your take on it?
Number one is what you've just said, the Western media. Western media has refused to accept that Ruth Chepngetich broke the women's world record by nearly 2 minutes. So I don't think there's an African who has disputed her prowess in running, because Kenya is the land of running, long distance running, long and middle distance running. And Ruth Chepngetich breaking the world record was just a matter of when. It wasn't it didn't really come as a surprise, like she's done it. It was something that was anticipated, because she has run in Chicago. This is like her 4th time, if I'm not wrong, because in 2021 she won, 2022 she won, 23 she was 2nd, and in 2024 she broke the record. And I feel like it was mastery of the course also played a huge role in it. I know Kenya is in category A of like the doping, which is the dangerous category to be in. But if someone puts in the work and does everything, you can't always doubt everyone who is doping, who is competing. You can't doubt every Kenyan who is competing. And when they were just doing, Ruth just did what Kenyans always do, which is break records. So I wonder why Western media has refused to accept that she can actually run under 210. I am puzzled by that, but Ruth Chepngetich did it, and there's no doubt surrounding that. So, yeah.
Also, I remember some way back around 5 years ago, there's a very popular YouTuber who was predicting who could give us a surprise when it comes to world records. You know, you can break a record in seconds, but the one who was going to give us a surprise, and clearly, this person had said it's Ruth Chepngetich, apparently. That is the person this YouTuber had seen. So, probably there's a prophet on the track.
Yeah.
Ruth has come to break the record here. So I also feel like the women have been improving with time, and they're doing quite some good work. And people are putting, especially right now in times when the whole track has evolved, we cannot be certain who is going to win. For instance, so during the Olympics, we had Luguse in Luguse and the likes of
Walker.
Yeah, winning in races that are dominated before by Africans.
Yeah, true.
So things are evolving. So I do not think it's all about the thing of people just waiting to break a record or win by just a win. People are training, going out hard, because you never know. Someone else could be eyeing what you're also eyeing, and to win with a bigger margin. Because you can see even we have Faith Kipyegon, who has also broken records. And if you look at the people who have been coming second, the likes of Jessica. Like, Jessica broke her own PB. I mean, she sliced her own PB with nearly 5 seconds. 5 seconds is not something easy when it comes to 1500. So why didn't it raise controversies? We all applauded her. The entire media from across the world applauded Jessica. Like, Jessica did a good job. 5 seconds off, and it's 1500. So why does it become controversial when it's our own Ruth Chepngetich? Why can't we accept, like, yes, Ruth won with a world record. I'm sure it's going to be ratified soon,
Yeah.
and it will be out for you here. And I'm sure it will also be broken. Probably in the next 1 year, it might be broken again with another. So people have improved, and that is the fact we have to accept. Training has become better. People have improved. They're not just sitting and waiting to just win, but win and leave an impact. Or what do you think?
Also, I remember I read an article by a former Boston Marathon champion, Ambi Barefoot, and he was saying Ruth, his dispute was that he doesn't trust Ruth Chepngetich's record because she ran in London earlier this year and she missed out on the podium bracket, and she finished, I think, 9th, and she was not even close to the time she clocked. She clocked 2 hours and 24 minutes in London earlier this year, and then went on to finish the podium bracket in a half marathon before going to Chicago. So he was wondering why in London Ruth never performed well, but proceeded to break the world record in Chicago. And he was also talking about how the her splits were not convincing, but Ruth has always put in the work. I mean, Ruth doesn't have a coach. At least that's what she said. She doesn't have a coach. She trains with male athletes in Gong. What do you expect of such a person? She trains with male athletes in Gong. She doesn't have a coach. She puts in the work. She has a daughter who relies on her. Like, she has a family to feed. She has a lot of things to do, like to achieve. So I believe she put in the work, and she was eyeing the record. She wanted a course record, but imagine she now broke the world record. So and also another thing is that times have changed. The super shoes are a thing now. Like, you see, people break records. Kwanza Nike have every year it's like Nike have new shoes in stock, which and the shoes that Ruth wore were the ones that they let Kelvin Kiptum to break the world record. They're also worn by I think Eliud Kipchoge. So super shoes are also a thing, and they're helping athletes run faster times. So the fact that Ruth wore the Nike Alpha Fly shoes to run in Chicago, the same shoes that Kelvin Kiptum wore, I think that also propelled her to marathon dominance in Chicago. Also, as I said earlier, mastery of the course. Having run there 4 times, I mean, what do you expect? That's somebody who knows everything. And coming off a disappointment in 2023 where she finished 2nd, she was eyeing her 3rd title, also fueled her to victory, probably missing out on the Olympic team. She was named first in the provisional squad, but dropped when the final team was being named, I think because of her London Marathon performance. She definitely came back and put in the work and worked hard to, achieve the world record. And then this journalist from Let'sRun.com, Robert Johnson, now he was defending himself. He was saying that he always asks every athlete who breaks a world record about doping, but I don't think he does. For somebody like Jacob Ingebrigtsen, when he broke the record, they are so specific on who they ask questions, and we don't dispute that. Kenya is in category A. Everybody knows that. But if somebody puts in the work, you shouldn't throw doubts until AIU summons somebody. You don't just start judging, jumping into conclusions. You don't know what this person has been through to get to where they are. So until the Athletics Integrity Unit summons anybody or puts it out there that they have provisionally suspended somebody, I feel like it's just not good behavior to start judging. They should just let Ruth enjoy her world record, and if it's ratified, well and good. And if anything arises, people now can start talking and saying, oh, we said this, but for now, I just feel like it's good to let her enjoy her world record. This year, many world records have been broken. Nobody talked about the previous world records that have been broken by athletes. Sydney McLaughlin, breaking the world record twice this year. Why is nobody talking about that? Why is nobody doubting that? But when Ruth does it, when a Kenyan does it, people now want to start talking about the doping and everything. So I just feel like it's best to treat her fairly, treat her like other world record breakers, like other people who have broken records. Let her enjoy her world record. If AIU summons her, yeah, that one, we can now start talking about it. But for now, she's put in the work. She went and gave her all in Chicago, and that's what is up. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the world should start getting ready for Ruth. By the look of things, she might even break one of her record, especially probably the Berlin, because that is the fastest course we have. And regardless, it's not about how she performed in London, because courses are different. Lots of factors come checking on your running. So she's just getting started. Start getting news to Ruth. She's going to give us more better results, because from what Abigail has said, there are things that might have fueled her to even go for the record. Things like not being dropped. Actually, you're in an Olympics team and you're being dropped. The pain, you put all that energy and convert it into some positive where you're so sure, like, in my next race, I'm going to show you why you should not have dropped me. So that might have contributed. Also, the fact that people are relying on her as a breadwinner, that also means a lot, especially for a woman. And also the whole marathon scene right now, especially in the women's field, it's not easy to... Everyone is stepping up. Look at Sifan.
Yeah.
She switched to marathon and she has won several of her races. Same to Helen O'Berry.
Yeah.
So women are really stepping up and showing when it comes to their races out here. So I think it's the high time we start being open-minded to anyone can win when it comes to women, and not just win, but win with a very good time. It's a high time we get ready for that. And also stop castigating people for their good performance. Applaud them. Give people credit. We don't want to know what the other people bring, whether the AIU finds, of which I highly doubt, her to have done something that did not allow her to reach the record. But let's learn to credit people, not be so quick to start saying, no, this, because if that's the case, then why don't we do it to other, especially those who are competing for other countries? Just as she said, we have Ingebrigtsen, who clearly said he's coming for any record that is held by men in the middle and long distance, especially in Kenya, which he has proved to do. He's flashing them by almost a whole 1 minute. And 1 minute for like a 1 mile is not something, it's not an easy feat. So I fail to understand why there's so much backlash on Ruth's record. It's high time we start accepting it. She's going to break more records out here, maybe even in the half marathon. So that's it to have. Adi, what do you have to conclude?
And also just want to remind people, she represented Kenya in 2019 at the World Championships and won the world title in the marathon. So she's not really like somebody to play about marathon running. She's like very good at road running. She's a specialized road runner, and it was just a matter of when she would do it. So she's done it. I feel like we should give her flowers, celebrate the marathon record with her, and going through hardships and everything. Especially, I can imagine training without a coach who, like, you need to have that self-discipline, like waking up, showing up every single day. And training with men is not easy. It's not easy. So yeah, I feel like we should give her flowers and congratulate her, man.
Yeah, so as we continue waiting for the ratification of her new world record in the 42 point something, we should learn to give her her flowers when she's now, because I can imagine if she goes and races another race and manages to put the same time or something close to that, then we shall have our faces to cover if we really, really castigated her for her performance. So it's a high time we learn to give people the flowers. If we're giving others, let's not be selective that these people cannot be performing this way. Now let's give people the flowers. When it's the right time, let's applaud them. Get ready for Ruth. She's going to scale even better heights and give us something new when it comes to the marathon in the women's category. That has been it. And see you next time here on Pulse Sports.
Bye, guys.